When the court turns a political question around how corporations should be treated or how we should engage in campaign finance law or any other political question, when the court illegitimately turns a political question into a constitutional law question, they've just turned we the people from active participants in our own government into mere spectators, where the courts are actually and the wealthy elite are actually in control of our society. These two doctrines, corporate constitutional rights and money is speech, have literally stolen our sacred right to self-government. And as a lawyer, what particularly galls me is that they're using the legal system to legitimize the theft. The only way that we can do anything about this is to build a mass movement that is capable, strong enough to amend the United States Constitution, which is the supreme law of the land. Enter Representative Rick Nolan, who has championed this effort by introducing House Joint Resolution number 48, a proposed constitutional amendment that will abolish the idea of artificial entities claiming constitutional rights and the idea of money as speech. And it should surprise no one that Representative Nolan is actually championing this effort. Representative Nolan actually comes to Congress, returns to Congress, uniquely poised to actually give us an insight onto what is actually happening. Served his constituency in rural northern Minnesota and the Duluth area in the late 70s and has returned. So it is my great pleasure and distinction to introduce to you Representative Rick Nolan from Minnesota.
Thank you, David. Well, thank you, David, and thank you to the hundreds of thousands of people who've got involved here in the move to amend all across this country, and the millions of people that you have mobilized in liberal towns, conservative towns, Republican states, Democratic states. It's really quite phenomenal here, what you've been able to do to mobilize Americans to reverse Citizens United and to take back our government. Isn't it time, once and for all, to establish that corporations are not people, that money is not free speech, and that our elections and public policy making process is not for sale to the highest corporate bidders? The billions of dollars in dark money that have been unleashed as a result of Citizens United has poisoned our campaigns and our election process with negative advertising that not only pollutes the airwaves and denigrates our candidates, perhaps more importantly, it discourages good people from running for public life. It distorts the truth. It discourages voter turnout. It perverts and corrupts the entire public policy process. And if allowed to continue, will in fact destroy our democracy. That is the simple, hard truth of what we're looking at here. And if we don't break this corporate stranglehold on American public policy, quite frankly, it's going to be difficult to get anything else done. And the fact is that the rich are getting richer. The poor are getting poorer. The middle class is getting crushed. And all this corporate money in politics, at the end of the day, the simple truth is it means more for the few at the very top and less for everyone else, and at the expense of the many and the greater good of what's good for our country. So that's why we're here today, with the support of millions of people all across this country who are signing petitions. They're going door to door. They're voting in support of passing resolutions urging the Congress to reverse Citizens United with a constitutional amendment. We're in it for the long fight. It's going to be a tough fight, but it's a fight and a journey that's worth undertaking. Good and successful movements in this country have always started with ordinary people who commit to accomplishing great things. And so it was with ending slavery, with child labor laws, environmental laws, women's suffrage, civil rights, the progressive income tax, Social Security, Medicare, rights for the disabled, you name it. This movement as David pointed out, it transcends labels, it transcends political parties, it transcends regions, and it transcends generations. We're in it for the long haul. We're in it to win it, and I'm proud to play my part and my role in this journey. We will succeed. America's future and American democracy is dependent upon the success of this movement. Thank you.
Well said. Can you see why we have a champion in Representative Nolan?